Welcome to Burning Rubber, where our focus is on various games, artwork, and music. Today, we'll be taking a look at two female characters from Nitro Fueled that have a romantic interest in Crash Bandicoot himself. Starring off is both Pasadena, Opossum, and Tawna Bandicoot that you guys have voted on our latest poll on Twitter as it shows. Before we begin, we do have some ground rules to cover for this video as follows. First, all intel on both Pasadena and Tawna will be summarized from the Bandipedia site. Second, any artwork used in this video depicting the two female will have its artist credited for references and theories related to both Pasadena and Tawna during the video. With that said, I want to advise those that can't understand English, so make sure that you have subtitles on during the whole video. Anyway, let us begin by letting you see the results from who won the most votes, and it seems as Pasadena claimed victory by 48% while Tawna gets 29% of the overall votes. Looks like I'll give my take on Opossum first, then Crash's girlfriend as of me writing this video scripts and finalizing it to have it ready by its scheduled release date. Keep in mind that anything that I discuss here is from my own perspective of these two CDR post-launch characters within Nitro Fueled. This is a work of fiction by both SC and Des with names, roles, places, events, incidents are either the product of the creator's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any references to any actual characters, alive or dead, or actual events is coincidental, and we hope you all enjoy this video. Pasadena Opossum is an expert, champion-winning racer and a good driver for Ebenezer Von Clutch at his Motor World before moving on to be part of the Neon Circus Grand Prix. Pasadena is a mutated possum, but it's unknown how she came to be, so I will theorize that she was created by the evolution ray that Rio and Cortex constructed back in 1996. Pasadena probably escaped as the castle was destroyed by Crash, but how she got out is clearly unknown as of this video being written as it leaves any loose ends to her backstory. Pasadena made her one-time appearance in the 2005 Crash Tag Team Racing as she is first seen with Ebenezer Von Clutch and Willy Wonka Cheeks discussing where to recruit more drivers. Later on, she introduces herself to Team Bandicoot and Team Cortex, stating she's racing for her boss and promises to beat Cortex. Over the course of the game, she has Crash find a power crystal, her vehicle starter and some coins in order to get her cars up and running. She also uses this time to openly flirts with Crash. Despite her feelings for him, she briefly believed, along with everyone else, that Crash stole the park's gems only for Willy to confess himself. After Crash stopped Willy via escaping, Pasadena along with Coco and Crunch confronted Willy, only to witness his destruction to Cortex and celebrated after Crash and Crunch sent Team Cortex flying. Pasadena was devastated when her boss died but instantly cheered up when Crash shot his black power gem into Von Clutch's open chest and brought him back to life. After Crash accidentally knocked out Von Clutch, Pasadena is left shocked along with Coco and Crunch. This was the only game to feature her as Pasadena was portrayed by Chanel Workman. However, she did make her comeback in Nitro Fueled, now voiced by Debbie Derryberry. Pasadena is a southern, western girl, down to her habits and speeches. She's loyal to her employer Von Clutch, vowed to win the gems and theme park for him and set rivalries to the other competitors who risk taking it for themselves, particularly Cortex and his minions. Pasadena's good on the racetrack where she is a passionate and aggressive racer. Despite her competitive streak, however, her attitude then quickly softens upon speaking to Crash for the first time. It's shown that she began longing for him, openly stating he's cute and flirts with him. Whenever she asks for favors, he complies willingly, but when Pasadena states she wants to kiss him or makes a similar suggestion, Crash would either look like he'll vomit or get frightened right in front of her, meaning he's a little uncomfortable with Pasadena's feelings towards him. This is where I would like to say that what occurred between both Crash and Pasadena and CTTR is all played for laughs and not seriously. However, Crash himself has shown interest in her as he acted like a dog as a sign of him considering her attractive, which is played for laughs in my opinion. Pasadena is resourceful and an expert racer, yet she is shown to be somewhat so uneducated. However, she's a rather rowdy and goofy demeanor, though proves slightly more lucid than Crash, who dumbfounds even her at most times. Pasadena is also good friends with Coco and Crunch. She also seems to have a strong relationship with Von Clutch, hinting a father-daughter bond. One of Pasadena's characteristics is her long prehensile tail, which she can use to hold items, or act as a small propeller, enabling her to briefly hover, which in my opinion, I am calling bullshit. Unless I see her actually hover like how Tails does it from Sonic's World, there's no way that Pasadena has that kind of ability. It is also stated that she possesses excellent driving skills and talents, assuming that Pasadena got her driver's license at some point in time before the events of CTTR. Despite flirting with Crash and being seen next to Crunch throughout the game, Pasadena seems to be fond of Coco the most. They share the same type of weapon, they agreed on the Wampawit trails. Pasadena found it nice when Coco returned the deed of the park, and they smiled at each other after Crash destroys Cortex's own airship. There is also a strong possibility that Coco knows about Pasadena's crush on her brother, which leads to the entire Crash fanbase debating whether or not she should be paired up with him in any way. Remember that CTTR's story was mean for kids at the ages of 10 or older, so its writing had to be so immature that even I had to go back and read all of her dialogue. For now, let's cheer on Pasadena as she teaches those Cortex fellers a fucking lesson in what it means to be one hell of a racing champion on the track. Tawna Bandicoot is Crash's longtime girlfriend and future wife who has appeared prominently in 4 games such as the original Crash Bandicoot from 1996, Crash Boom Bang, Insane Trilogy, and Nitro Fueled. She did cameo appearances into Crash Bandicoot, Warped, The Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, Mind Over Mutant, and even mentioned in Skylanders Academy by Crash himself. Tawna is a mutated Bandicoot, and she too got developed by Cortex Embryo's evolution ray as she is shown as more competent, beating down a lab assistant before being captured inside Cortex's castle. She also manages to briefly escape Cortex before being captured again at the end of the Tawna bonus levels. For this segment, we will be going through the 2017 remake of Crash's first game as it is the same plot as what happened on the PS1 original version. For this video, I'll use the canon ending after Crash defeats his creator. He reunites with Tawna upon a blimp as they both take the airship and fly into the sunset. So, this is where it all ends for Tawna as Naughty Dog had her removed from future games due to her appearance not suitable for young kids, which is bullshit. Thankfully, Vicarious Visions and Beanox brought her back and is much better than before as Tawna in the trilogy was voiced by Debbie Derryberry for the remake trilogy, but for Nitro Fueled, she's now portrayed by Misty Lee, who also voices Polar Impera 2. Tawna makes an appearance in the Nitro Tour Grand Prix, along with the Nitro Squad associates Isabella, Megumi, Amy and Liz. This is the first game to feature Tawna with a voice, revealing her to be a tough, no-nonsense woman determined to win no matter the cost, or the enemy. Completing her Grand Prix also grants her an alternate motorsport-themed costume, which she gains her self-energized powers, and later down the road receives a witch outfit from the Spooky GP back in October 2019. According to Beta M, Tawna is set to have a new costume for the Winter Festival GP in December codenamed Mama Tawna in the Switch's game files, as I speculate that she'll have a more motherly attire for what's to come as Christmas is about a month away, so take it with a grain of salt that Tawna's new threads is coincidental. For now, I got her and Crash as a great pairing to talk about, so here goes nothing. In my opinion, the reason that I would prefer Tawna with Crash as a great couple is that she did much more than just being a simple damsel in distress during the first game. Instead, she spends her time matching wits with Dr. Cortex, attempting to reason with Nitrous Trio, and fomenting revolution among Cortex's henchmen. Tawna is definitely a force to be reckoned with here, that she is a strong, intelligent, quick-witted and independent woman who'd do whatever she could to help Crash foil Cortex's plans. Now, I would like to show you the specific artwork made by Magaska19, who's also one of our followers on our Twitter page, so his Twitter link will be in the description below. What you're seeing is both Tawna and Pasadena arguing over who gets be with Crash, which resulted in this love triangle going on for more than a decade. To be honest, I would prefer couples or pairings that are opposite and have such great chemistry, development, and growth. Crash and Tawna had my attention the most as they both started out back in 1996 within Cortex's old castle when both Bandicoots were mutated by. Once our heroic Bandicoot Crash beats Cortex, Tawna picks up Crash, hugs him, and celebrates their victory. This ending made a huge impact on me as it had more weight than Pasadena seducing our hero Crash in tag team racing, which their interactions was not taken seriously as it was just radical entertainment's own humor. For example, one for Affinity user by the name Dragon Ball Fan has written two erotic comics for PAL Comics that the first scenario is Bandicoot experience and the second one is Forgiveness Must Be Earned. Starting from the first one, both Tawna and Pasadena were both featured as not competitors from Crash's attention, but friends with benefits to help his sister Coco. And the second one's more personal to me as it follows Tawna seeking forgiveness from Crash as Pinstripe dumped her for someone else. The more I look into this comic story, the realization of breaking someone's trust had me theorize, so I dug deep and found that it's referencing the Japanese manual for Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. For now, I am satisfied that Tawna made it into nitro-fueled, and with her characteristics on full display, Crash is more than happy to get his girlfriend and maybe future wife back and what's to come soon. In conclusion, looking back at two female characters from Nitro Fuel that had romantic interests in Crash, it's not easy having both Pasadena and Tawna to analyze their own backstories since it's based on how both of them are being written in any forms of media. What I discuss in this one's all up to theories and information on these two characters, so to wrap things up, I think Crash and Tawna's relationship is much more developed than that of Crash and Pasadena since what I seek out in couples and pairings in fiction and non-fiction related media is great chemistry, development, and growth between two individuals taking on all challenges that they must tackle together. Don't think that this video is to go against Pasadena, because I do like her, but when her characteristics in tag team racing is similar to Crash, I felt mixed when I analyzed all her dialogue from CTTR. However, I want to thank B-Nox for reworking Pasadena and to make her more determined to take down Cortex. For now, I want to thank all my followers on Twitter for voting on Pasadena going first before Tawna. I also want to give my appreciation to both Debbie Derry Barry and Misty Lee as these two voice actresses has brought so much personality upon these two female CDR racers. Anyway, that's all for this premiered videos. Next up is CDR Rivals starring both Coco Bandicoot and Nina Cortex. Also, this video was made thanks to our followers on Twitter. I'm Mingo, SC Zone Pony OC, and thanks for watching Burning Rubber. Share, like, comment, and subscribe for more new videos here. See you all in the next video. Take care and good night.